reckon this is going to be a Luna Disruptor lane? Like, it's a little squishy, but it is a lot of harass damage to be able to, have to deal with. And Weaver, sure, you can use a Shikuchi a lot, but particularly in those lower levels, you are pretty vulnerable to being just harassed out of the lane and really taking away one of your big strengths. And then, of course, the other question is, what offlaner are you going to go that's going to be pretty sustainable in its own right?
Like Legion is okay.
Yeah.
It's not the only problem with Legion. I'd say is that she doesn't have any like big nuke damage that like lets you win duels and stuff.
Mars is fine.
Mars is fine, but Luna is a carry that likes playing into Mars because
Yep.
the glaives go through the arena walls, so it means that she can just fight no matter what.
Yep.
But it is good. It's great in lane as well, obviously. Luna Disruptor, I think their lane is like fine into this, to be honest. They have a lot of magical harass, which Mars doesn't like because they usually buy the Helm of Iron Will, which makes them really strong against like physical carries or whatever and harass. But yeah, they're just gonna like harass you down with spells, and they just like play together on the lane and together. Because if Disruptor tries to leave and like contest pulls and stuff, he will feed. He will feed hard. So as long as they play together on the lane, they should be like strong enough to play into this lane.
Yeah, you got to ball up as much as possible and make sure you're getting those really early camp blocks down just to make sure that Weaver's not able to influence the lane all that much. We never really see a Mars go into something like a Hood, though, right? Like, that's going to be able to withstand... Because they got a lot of magic damage on Empire right now. And, you do... Maybe you can rely on the Puck to be the one that buys the Blink Dagger, just so that Mars can focus a little bit more on things like the BKB, perhaps, just to be able to stand in the middle of that team fight, soak up a little bit of the damage first. But, it's certainly one of those games that... I mean, you kind of want to be playing aggressively on this Mars, but... You can't, unless you've got some sort of way to withstand all that.
Is that just in laning phase or also throughout the mid and late?
Mid-game is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, okay.
I think at least in lane,
yeah.
the Helm...
All of it.
Yeah. Obviously, the Helm doesn't really protect you against magic, but he'll buy a stick early.
Raindrops is going to be super value.
Yeah, and if you do get the Helm, it is health regen, so he should be able to sustain the lane. Weaver will probably be buying him like regen and stuff.
You reckon this is a couple of braces game on the Mars even?
See, that's what I was thinking. I was like, I don't know what his build is, because if I'm him right now, I'm thinking like, I'll start with like Ring of Protection, 2 gauntlets, and then bring like Fairy regen, then finish my Soul and get a wand, and then I'd be happy with that. But I feel like you need to rush the Helm at the same time, so I'm not sure. I'll be watching the Mars to see what he gets this game.
Yeah, I mean, again, Empire's lanes haven't always gone the best for them, particularly the side lanes, like where Kuman isn't playing, basically. So you would hate to see the Disruptor like being out of position once, feeding away a kill, and giving that Mars that gold injection that he needs to get this item to sustain himself in the laning stage, because I feel like you really have set yourself up with a lot of damage in these side lanes to hinder what Mars is actually able to get when considering he is a lane dominator.
Yeah, I think their lane will probably be fine. I'm sure they'll both go even in lane, to be honest. And I think Bane is like such a strong support that their safe lane should do well as well on HellRaisers. Nyx is not like the most strong support. Maybe they want to pick like Darkseer would be really nice. You want to like, it helps your lane go really well with the Nyx Assassin. You get like a lot more damage out of it, and you're able to like surge your Luna around in fights. I just don't know if they play it.
I reckon HellRaisers might Razor. Like, just run at the Luna in every single team fight, link her up, and you're totally fine as long as you got that BKB going. Nyx and Disruptor are going to do nothing against you, and Quap's basically only going to have the Sonic Wave.
Sounds great to me. Yeah, I'd be down for it. Maz is a great hero for like any... Like, Maz is so great at controlling heroes, right? Because of the arena area control. Yeah, it means like Razor's going to have like a really good time, easy to just like run in there after him and do whatever he wants. So yeah, I'd love that.
Yeah, so it's the offlane that's yet to come for Empire. I mean, I guess they still do need some sort of like BKB piercing disable for mine on Empire, because you can't bank on like Disruptor getting an Ags super late game, and then getting it off before the BKB start to come out on HellRaisers.
I think it's fine not to go that. I mean, I think you're like right that is something that could be exploited, but I would be, yeah. I love Darkseer so much. He's so cool. All right, but I'm like happy with the fact that you have Luna, who's like pseudo magic physical damage, and you have Queen of Pain with her like pure ult burst.
Sure.
So they do have like a lot of like damage and ways to kill heroes that have magic immunity.
And And it depends what hero they go for now, because this kind of restricts them from going that super heavy right clicker, you know. Good Darkseer, as soon as he gets a normal punch, of course, is going to be very effective against it. Even, you know, the
like
Vac
PL would have been good this game, but into Darkseer it's like a little more iffy.
Yeah.
Oh my god, new hero!
New hero,
new
pop
hero!
champion. How do you feel about the Juggernaut in this?
Dude, I don't know. I haven't seen this hero in so long. I actually have no idea.
Why hasn't he been picked up that often?
He's just like
underwhelming.
He's a jack of all trades but master of none, basically. Like there's nothing that Juggernaut does better than any other hero in my mind. Maybe like sustained push in the early-ish stages of the game with your healing ward, but that's about it.
Yeah, he'll probably with healing ward be able to like lane fine against Darkseer. But yeah, like we were saying, they have answers to magical immunity. Yeah. But yeah, like it does keep him like safe against Disruptor or Quick Fingers if a Nyx tries to go on him, whatever. He can just spin out of a Luna ult. But his illusion is very strong from Darkseer. If Darkseer gets like blink shot and he's able to like blink and punch him and then get the ult off, like that's gonna be kind of devastating.
Yeah, absolutely. Empire certainly have an opportunity to take this game out. I mean, the Nyx Assassin plus the Darkseer, it's a very strong lane. It just depends on how you go about it. Would you be pulling in this lane at all, like cutting waves at all with the Nyx just to secure the farm at all?
That's too much analysis for a post
draft. Pre-game?
Yeah. In my opinion, I like Empire's draft more. However, HellRaisers have shown that they are by far like more skilled as a team, so I prefer them in that respect, but we'll see. I'm excited.
We will see. That is right. We are jumping into game number 2 of this series, and we'll be joined by Lyrical and Fear.
Thank you so much, Nat, in the panel. And I got my pointy-headed boy here with me. Darkseer is going to be coming out. Fear, last pick, Jug. We're sort of having a little bit of a back and forth about it, what we were thinking. You like the pick a little bit, though. You think it's time for the old, Juggernaut to come back.
I thought you were referring to me as the pointy-headed man at first. I was a little...
No, not so much.
With that.
Yeah.
Juggernaut, rarely can you get excited in seeing this hero in recent patches. It's just not super strong, especially if you don't have like a Magnus or some way of buffing it up, which they do not have. It is good in the respect that there's a lot of magic damage on Empire, so the spin will be quite valuable, and the laning stage should be very strong in Darkseer. But not my favorite pick for HellRaisers in this game, but I can see it working.
Okay. Well, we'll see if they're able to get all the things done that they want to get done with it. At least for now, HellRaisers kind of setting up on Coolman here. I mean, there's no way you do. Maybe they could like try and force a blink skill out of him or something. We'll have to see. They're hiding for the moment. Lightless is gonna actually not have good vision yet because he doesn't have Lunar Blessing skilled. So that'll be something to watch for.
Yeah, the real question is Coolman gonna go godlike again and still lose?
Oh god, yeah, that always hurts. It's the most annoying thing. All right, yeah, they ping, they see him, and this should just be a trade-off 2 for 2 unless Malady can do some cool stuff.
The battle begins.
So I think for Empire here, I think TSA has to have a lot of impact in this game. I think there's a lot of cool things he can do on the Nyx. I personally love watching Nyx Assassin gameplay. A lot of people hate playing versus the hero and think it's really annoying, but I love watching it because sometimes you watch this hero and it just looks so broken because the player is set up in all the right places, doing all the right things. I think you have to have a very high understanding to play this hero well. And sometimes you just don't even notice there's a Nyx in the game because his impact is so low. But like, there's so many things he can stun in this game based off the carapace and how it works that he needs to have a good game because they decided to pick this Disruptor into like Puck and Jug at this point. I feel like Disruptor's gonna have a kind of a bit of a rough game unless Nyx leads the charge to set up for the follow-up on the Silence.
Yeah, it's definitely true. And he's actually going to come over and try and catch the wave right now. Watson having already, or excuse me, Malady already having skilled up Brain Sap isn't going to be able to do the Nightmare to stop this pullback behind the tower. So that'll be something to watch for. Yeah, I want to see how he does as well. Oh, this is a neat little play. Now, with the creep wave coming in, there's a lot of damage out onto him. Decides to Ion Shell the creeps instead of TSA. Oh, it has the Ion Shell on TSA as well. So that's going to be a nice chunk of damage onto the Bane. Usually you don't get this out of level 1 Ion Shell. And yeah, a couple more punches. Malady goes down and First Blood goes to Ghostic. Damn, that's huge.
Yeah, that's massive. Biggest problem most Darkseers have is like within your first couple of levels, if you don't have mana to keep going, right? You kind of fall off pretty hard. But with First Blood, it allows them to get more resources. And it looks like Nyx is buying some region for Darkseer as well. That's also something that you probably don't get the luxury of in your pubs, but
No.
you definitely need mana on this hero to keep going, and not having to buy it yourself, I think it will be a huge factor.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to watch. Mid lane, nothing really to write home about there. The Puck versus the Queen of Pain seems fairly even so far in terms of the CSing. Down bottom, haven't really seen that much pressure either. It's just the, Mars, Weaver keeping this pressure on Lightless. Not able to connect with the spear. I think he Quelling bladed it or something right before the spear came out. It was nice.
Oh, I didn't see it, but yeah, he may have. It's something a lot of players are starting to do more frequently now that Mars has been popular for so long. Just kill the trees and reduce the chance of getting clipped.
Easy. At least for now, this battle down there is much more about lane positioning and other stuff. We'll see how it ends up going, but you can see that in terms of the CSing, it's been a trade-off. Ghost Stick securing some CS with TSA, getting other ones. And I think he has boots coming out now for the Nyx. So they've got some good potential, particularly with level 3 coming out on Ghost Stick, to try and keep the pressure on. As Ferry's going to be able to drop Kinetic Field and secure the bounty room and then head on out of there.
I mean, Ghost Stick has to be really happy he got First Blood, because he's not going to get that much CS in this lane, it looks like.
Yeah, and I wonder how much of that is like sort of predetermined. I mean, even with, TSA picking up other ones, like, it still definitely hurts a little bit. Did go for the double Sage's Mask, so I wonder if this means he's going to try and do that Orchid Rush after Vanguard that we saw the other day. It seems like a pretty good game for it against the Puck.
Yeah, I've seen so many different like Darkseer builds now. Like Darkseer players can't figure out a build, that can stick with it. I've seen like the double nulls. Like I've seen arcane boots. There's like the soul ring build. Some people want bottle. People can't decide on that one region item they need for their mana sustain, or it just keeps constantly changing.
It's definitely one of those weird ones. And I mean, playing together with TSA in this lane, now that they have level 2 Ion Shell as well, Kuman trading a lot of hits. Got to be careful up top. TSA gets a little bit of separation. That boots advantage.
Those Windlace there, actually.
Oh, yeah.
They both have boots, but the Windlace was just enough to put them over.
Damn. And yeah, they're going to start eating every wave now, and Malady has to be super careful, particularly when Ghost Stick gets 4 and they have Vacuum here. This is a little bit scary.
This is where Nick shines. He doesn't mind taking the punches. Got a lot of base region, and a lot of armor.
Back towards mid. Oh man, it's level 6. Has Sonic Wave available. Is he going to try and go onto Rabel here? Rabel also has 6, but Kyrie ends up falling on the bottom side. Able to get chased down by Gilgear. So lots of action all over the map right now.
Like deja vu from game 1.
Right? CSA? Spin? Ooh! It's ran down. That's a phase.
Phase greater than Windlace. Yeah, they ran the same exact lane last game. With the bottom lane, sorry, the Mars plus Weaver, right?
Yeah. And this time going against the Luna and Disruptor, things looking a little bit different. Luna having a better time of it. Ooh, gets the haster and quick fingers by Rabel.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Stun. Oh, not going to be able to connect. Rabel feel pretty good about himself.
Yep, they forced the haste rune to be popped though, which I don't know if it'll matter too much. I guess it feels good for Luna. Luna's a hero that's pretty easy to gank, and Puck wants to get fairly active, whereas Jug, I think Jug and Lifestealer are like probably the 2 carries that mid laners have the hardest time ganking. Maybe you can throw Wraith King on that list too. I guess there's more. There's a few, but
Right.
it's very difficult for like Kuman to like find an opening if Jug is going to be always sitting at high HP in this game, which he probably will with Healing Ward, and just given his matchup, it's not very high pressure.
Scan is going to connect, and they're going to make that rotation for the easier kill like you're talking about, and they will connect onto Kaori. Not quite able to get there onto Lightless, and as you mentioned, if that was a haste rune, maybe they find that kill onto the Luna, but had to be popped prematurely. So yeah, nice little ability to dodge the gank even if they take the disruptor kill.
I feel like I'm learning so much about how Kuman plays, right? He always does this. Like, instead of going for a gank, he always has like some fat stack there. When he's playing Quap, Lina, I guess those are the only heroes he's played. He played Dusa once, but I don't think they're gonna revisit that draft. It's just, instead of going for these gank attempts because he realizes it is a killable Jug if you get a stun with Nyx, it can happen, but Kuman being like the hard carry type of like mid laner that he is, rather farm some stacks and go for a low percentage gank. And 8-minute runes. Who's interested? 2 supports as well. And
Nightmare. Malady is there, and it's an arcane again. Rabel finds it, but it's gonna take a good chunk of damage. Gilgear in the area. He might. We'll see if he can get out of here. Tries to go for the courier save. Oh, does he go for it all the way? Cool man protecting his courier. Still looking, hunting, wants to find it. Can't quite get in range for the courier kill.
I'm hoping with whatever the next patch that happens is a big map change. Oh, never mind. Gilgear looks like toast.
Stun down. Kaori's the one that ends up getting the kill. Juan not making sure that they give it to Luna. Rotation up top. Rabel wants to make it happen, and Ghost Stick, he's going to get caught. Will it be enough? Gotta run. TP's out, but Malady, he had the Nightmare. Was never going to work. Gets spun down afterwards. Ooh, tried to go for the vacuum up to high ground, but didn't manage to happen in time. And that is the completed Vanguard now picking up the quarterstaff. So he's going to be going for that Orchid. But Rabel makes the rotation, steals the bounty.
I don't hate it. I think as a Juggernaut, Orchid is... Oh, he didn't get the pig pull. His courier's nearby. Playing versus Orchid as a Juggernaut is very stressful pre-Manta, and it doesn't even look like Watson is even looking at the possibility of this Orchid coming out, seeing as he's going for a Maelstrom. So this will delay his Manta timing, and there's going to be a window in which this Orchid will be Juggernaut's, worst nightmare. Is this an Omni Slash? What are we doing here?
PSA dies on the other side, but the jump forward, so it's going to be a kill on a Kaori, and Malady looks like he's going to die also. Goes down. All right. That's the extent of it.
Yeah, I guess Ghost goes nearby. I was going to mention around like the 8-minute mark that if a new patch drops, the thing I want to see the most is like a meta change of like runes, right?
Okay.
Because like every single game is the same. 6-minute rune, 8-minute runes. You just see the mid laner and 2 supports. It's just like so standard now. Like everyone does it and no one even really thinks about it. That's where like new map changes or like rune sequencing on how they spawn would give some new variety to the game.
Right. Well, one thing that I'm kind of always been interested about is the sort of argument of letting a patch get played out more and more and more, and like, is it ever really fully figured out? That's sort of a big question. But I guess, with sort of the way that the jungle has been changed and the way that it's so valuable just to stay in lanes and not rotate sometimes if you can't get a kill, it's like, I don't know. It's interesting.
So the answer is to that, in my opinion, is yes and no. Like,
okay.
Metas will change, heroes will always change based off meta, but you've seen the same exact trend on this patch, just with different heroes. So instead of people picking Sven to clear the jungle, oh, they're picking Kunkka now to do it, right?
Yeah, like, for sure.
You're just picking different heroes that do the same thing because it's like the most efficient thing to do, right? So, yeah, I don't think there'll ever be like, oh, this is definitively the best hero unless it's like completely broken. but I don't think there is a hero right now for this patch, with the nerf of, you know, Tiny.
Sonic Wave comes out, big jump, Rebel. Gonna be controlled for a moment. They have the coil, but eventually gonna try and run him down. One more hit, it's enough. So they take down the Puck in exchange for the Nyx Assassin. Great trade-off there. HellRaisers bring numbers. So it looks like the rest of Empire... Oh, Kyrie, does he get brought down? No, they can't get the Nightmare in time. Out of vision.
Yeah, it's that secret spot in there. People don't always check it. It's one of my favorite spots to go if I'm chilling, like trying to defend that tower. Hiding in the trees, behind the trees, there's this little pocket there.
Real good. Man, this is this is going to be an interesting one to watch these next couple of minutes here, because it's not just the Jug that really can struggle from the Orchid, like Puck too. And going immediately into the Witchblade, Rebel's not going to have any type of defensive answer. Like Melody's going to need to be on overtime, trying to save people with Nightmare.
Yeah, Kuman's going for the, you know, the Sange to get the status resistance. So that helps a lot for Sequoia, but oh, that just happens when you play Nyx. Sometimes you just try to scout a bit. They're sitting there with 4 heroes, but you don't feel bad as a Nyx if you die to 4 heroes in their jungle. Obviously, you'd rather find like some noob farming there and you bring the boys and kill them, but sometimes you just run into the gank squad. But they might get more. It looks like they're not respecting the distance.
Kaori, yeah, he needed a TP out of there earlier, but will get brought down instead. So they find a second kill. HellRaisers able to connect in again. They do get out with their main cores, and Ghostic now pushing out the bottom side lane. There's a quick rotation coming afterwards. Bane wants to get in here and hit him with the grip. We'll see if they can make it happen in time.
If he's greedy.
Sticks around.
Oh, he's greedy. He's greedy.
Yeah. He's in trouble there. Vanguard, is it going to be enough? I don't think so. Not nearly.
Yeah, Brain Sap and Nightmare and Spin all available. He was super dead. So how does this Orchid, like, I don't play much Darkseer, nor have I seen this build too frequently. Maybe there's a dead bug here, where...
Whoa. Yeah, they use a lot. They bring him back. He's dead.
So how do you play this Orchid Darkseer? Do you just start getting... Is that your timing? Because normally, like, you have a mech, or you go for the Ags, and then you're going everywhere. You're zooming, you're fighting, you're done farming for the most part. Is that the same Orchid timing?
I think so, but the other timing that hits really hard with it is when you get the normal punch as well, because I think that's one of the goals for it, is you can go Orchid into normal punch, and then, you know, whoever gets hit is just going to be taking a boatload of damage. He might go for something else in the intermediary, maybe like a Blink Dagger after Orchid if it's, you know, too long till the shard is up. But yeah, I think this at least is a strong timing once he finishes it off.
But that death is really delaying that timing. You can see that, like, he was 200 gold away from this Orchid, died. Now he's just grouping up with his team. If he wouldn't have died there, that Orc would be ready for this.
Right. Now it's not. Although, good vision. They catch on the Puck. In some trouble. Sonic Wave out, pushes them out of it, but they're going to be able to find the kill. So 1 for 1 again. Kaori's in trouble and is going to die. But with this working out pretty well, I mean, 2 dead, they can still take mid. And this is the Orchid coming out now for the Darkseer.
Did Kaori just get a kinetic field silence on a Puck like that?
Yeah.
Holy.
Yeah, not bad. Or very bad.
Very hard to do. Normally you need a stun or something, because like you can't rely on glimpse versus Puck. It just doesn't work. So like you just have to like be in a position to just get that silence and kinetic field off. So that really well played by him there.
Ben and Watson knows can't stick around that much longer, is going to head back home. All of
by home you mean the mid lane
side.
Farming.
That's his home. That's where he wants to be. Yeah, and he's switching it up now, going for the Manta next on Watson.
He's had an amazing game, total free farm. So even though I was a little worried about this Orchid timing and him not getting a Manta fast enough, he's just so farmed that he's gonna have all of it by the time you normally would have like just one of those items, honestly, if you're not having a good game. Like, if you just rush Manta and you're not having a good game, you could probably get it around like 15, 16 minutes, but he has like a Maelstrom and a Falcon Blade on top of it right now, whilst almost completing this Manta.
They find the kill onto Gilgear while the rest of the side of HellRaisers is pushing out the other lanes, but he takes care of the creep wave, which is going to slow down Empire a little bit more if they do decide to go for this push for the tier 2. Roche could be another option that they think about here in the next little bit if they wanted to, but we'll have to wait and see what it ends up being. Philosopher's Stone found, they got a Fey Grenade, just farming up the whole jungle and trying to get that extra little bit of added resources in. But yeah, like you talked about, Jug is mega farmed and about to finish this off now.
Dire are scanning.
Yeah. I think if they do attempt a Roche fight, when they finish Yules on Puck and Manta on Jug, I'm afraid this Darkseer build is not gonna look as good.
Dire's top tower.
No, they have a lot of good answers to it already. Jump forward. Gilgear, he's out of it. They get the grip onto Ghost Stick. In some trouble, vacuum afterwards, but couldn't follow up with the wall. Oh, and now afterwards, do they have enough to bring down Rabel? He's able to get the jaunt away if he wants it. So 2 dead quickly for the Bane. Yeah, that one hurts. That one really hurts.
Oh, Luna went a really quick BKB of the Dragonlance disassemble.
Flop, trying to live, but not gonna be able to. Gets brought down. Coolman drops, and HellRaisers really starting to hit now.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Okay, this has been a very quick turnaround. And what was looking good for Empire a little bit ago is now very quickly dropping off the ceiling.
Real question is, why does Puck look like a dung beetle?
What? Ghost Stick?
Alright, I didn't see that coming.
You just thought I was responding to you. Okay.
No. No, I was like, this is some good downtime. I'll ask, and then Luna's down too. I was like, this would be a good time to like ask a silly question, but nothing's gonna happen, surely, right? But Empire, they look like they're just out of it.
I thought you were gonna say they look like a dung beetle.
No, that's just Puck.
Okay, gotcha. Fair enough. Wow. I mean, they thought they could fight, and it was not what ended up happening. The vision was there for HellRaisers, and that's a die back to back for the Luna and the Dark. Actually, just Ghost Stick. Excuse me. Jeez.
Yeah, but that also caused Luna to die as well, and all snowballed on the back of Kuman being in a questionable position to begin all of that. And they're gonna lose. This just looks like a dismantling right now from HellRaisers, and Empire does not know how to handle it.
You know, you said something the other day about like sort of the first 15 minutes of Dota and how like teams can look good during that period, but the real telling point is, oh man, Coolman in some more trouble. Static Storm down though, maybe a chance for a tournament. No, it's not gonna happen. They don't have enough. Coolman, can they chase him all the way through? Doesn't look like it. TSA will be the one that goes down. But you're talking about like the first 15 minutes, I know teams can look good during it, but it's like after that point is really what separates the top teams from others.
Yep, and I don't think Empire is one of those teams that's gonna start showing a solid 25 plus minutes, because they're one of the teams that struggle to keep an advantage when they have one.
Right.
Talking about coming back from a disadvantage, that's a bit of a yikes for me.
Well, it is going to be rough. We'll see if they can sort of pull some stuff out together. I mean, again, like there's some avenues at least that you can see for comeback with like Darkseer, Vacwall on the Jug, if you can find the Orchid after Manta or whatever, but it sort of feels like it requires HellRaisers to make mistakes at this point.
He Orchided a Catapult.
Got him.
Are they trolling right now? I'm confused.
I mean, I think that was like he was trying to preemptively anticipate the jaunt in or something.
Okay.
You know?
Sure. We'll give it to him.
All right.
I mean,
Didn't
last
get him
game
that
he
time.
Atos the creep too, right? So like,
That's
maybe
true.
it's just not his day.
saw right there also some really good play by Rabel. Like, playing around the Spike Carapace on the Nyx is super impressive. That's 2 times where he was able to dodge the Spike Carapace stun with phase shift.
Yeah, I mean, these good Puck players have played versus a lot of Nyx in their time, right? To the point where Puck isn't actually that bad versus Nyx, because you always, you know, almost every time you see him orb out, you're going to see him use the phase shift, just so he doesn't get stunned off it. He might slip up here or there, but... Oh. Now Mars is hitting hard. He's got a BKB. I was like, why did he just, like, 2-shot this Disruptor? But Disruptor is really poor, and Mars is really farmed.
Yeah. Now, I mean, Watson's going towards the Scotty, has that ultimate orb already completed. TSA is over there, but they have vision. Sentry ward it down just out of range of the Sentry from the Radiant. So they won't know that there is vision in the area. Here, steps up, high ground, gets caught. Orchid afterwards. Nightmare trying to live. Silence. Will it be enough? They take down the Weaver, but claim the Nyx. And buyback comes from the Nyx. They want to fight this. I mean, Roche is still... Oh, wall down.
Oh, this is scary. They got Sonic Wave, too. Which works on Roche, by the way, so they could actually go in there and blow up Roche with that, as well as the team fight.
I mean, they have to go now while the wall's up.
Yeah, HellRaisers gonna wait for the wall.
I mean, if you're Empire, they need to go in and try and take this now. I don't see another opportunity. Like, if they don't get this, but all likewise, maybe a stun there. The wall is running out. The nerfs on it, yeah, it's gone. Now this is all gonna fall apart. Nyx Assassin gets blown up, and Kaori also in some trouble as they run down the Disruptor. He will die and buys back again. Yeah, it's not pretty. Fear, it's not pretty.
It's really not, and as someone who's played this Jug versus Luna matchup quite a few times, this matchup gets really sad when Jug hits the Scotty timing. And he is getting close. Especially if you're a Luna that is really far behind a Juggernaut, which you don't expect to happen during the draft, right?
Yeah.
Luna's almost never expected to be anywhere but top 1 net worth. Unless she's playing against, you know, like Sven or Dusa, then they should be equal. But to be behind a Juggernaut or to be behind like a PA, like the heroes that you have been drafting on HellRaisers, is really bad. It's really bad for your game.
Well, they buy out right now on the Blink Dagger for Ghost Stick, and 4 points in Vacuum, 2 in Wall. I mean, this is their main play. If they can make anything happen, this is what they've got to do. But, you know, will HellRaisers give them that opportunity? We'll have to wait and see. They have BKBs, too, and, of course, the spin from Jug makes all of this really tough to pull together.
And the Aegis from Jug.
Yeah. But
yeah, they have their combo is Nyx plus Darkseer. They gotta hit the. They have Blink on Nyx, so they have to hit both their blinks at the same time.
Double Blink stun Vacuum. I mean, it can be a complete and total game changer if they can get it all working together with Sonic Wave. Like, it's a crazy amount of damage, but the fight needs to be perfect.
I think you said it really well there. The fight has to be perfect. And it requires a very high level of execution. And right now, I haven't seen it from Empire, so like they gotta step it up now.
Well, are they going to? I mean, this is really very good patience being shown by HellRaisers. They're gonna kill off this wave, try to get that Spike Carapace again. Doesn't come out in time. And you can see the way that they're playing. It's just safe. HellRaisers not giving him an opportunity. Scotty now done on Jug.
And Puck also has a very big item coming out. You know, about 700 gold.
Scan. On him. Yeah, the axe is gonna be crazy.
Yep, they got BKB on Quap. I think that's the big reason for getting it. Yeah. I think versus Luna, I'd rather just go Dagon or something and swag, but versus Quap, I think the Ags is really nice.
Well, stun there, onto 2. The Lucent Beam afterwards. Watson taking a lot of damage here, but just drops the healing ward and is now going to start rotating it towards mid. What more can they do here?
He could just spin, hit, reset. He has the healing ward talent, right? Such a nice talent for going high ground when you're winning the game.
Spin and backs out. Perfectly fine.
Yep. 13 seconds. He's got healing ward and spin up again. They can just keep doing this if they want to.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm gonna send out those illusions to push first, getting next set of items. And every time they move out, oh, tries to catch that spear, but going to be fine. God, this is this is again just like an exercise in HellRaisers playing this game incredibly safe and like never really needing to risk anything because they're just farming up way more of the map than Empire are able to.
This is just like good Dota. We're just playing good Dota. Like they're getting this damage on these tier 3s because they can, right? And I never like advocate for any team on the first Aegis to try and end the game because I think that's where you throw the game the hardest. But it's like zero commitment for this Juggernaut with this Aegis and healing ward and spin to like do this. So they're just getting like free damage and getting a lot more than you would normally get on this first Aegis.
Say Huntin, they are playing around Observer Sentry combo. They see Empire farming this hard camp, and I mean that's the only place that you can farm.
I was gonna say it's like, yeah, I mean,
where are they?
Literally, their whole team is in the base. They need to find a way to get out of their base, and this is kind of. I think Quap should be playing much more aggressively in this game. Trying to get out on the map because like you can't just sit in base like this. They're down 8k gold on the first Aegis, right? That's like really bad. Normally you don't see this much of a takeover on the first Aegis, but now they're deciding to get on the map together. I don't hate this move because if they find a hero and they're together, they can get a kill. But they need to stay on the map after this. And it's going to be up to HellRaisers to notice that they're gone pretty soon here and force them to come back or go back to them and flush them out. They're in total charge of like what they want to do in this game. The only thing that they can't do on HellRaisers is get picked off.
Right. Well, and you can see that Empire, they're hoping to try and build a little bit more momentum themselves, getting those next set of neutral items. Super important. While we're seeing a quick little courier pickoff going on, Limitless that way. So, like you said, at least Empire, they're out on the map a little bit now. And we're not seeing any type of a play from HellRaisers to force them back home. They get the bottom tier 1 tower, getting their tier 3s, rather. HellRaisers, they're letting them do it for the moment.
Yep, they don't see anything other than I think it was the Luna and Quap maybe, so they're a little scared to go up to the high ground right now.
Catches the Quap. Cool man there. Jumps forward. It doesn't get hit by the Spike Carapace again. Sonic Wave afterwards. Ghost Stick's waiting for his moment though. This could be big if you can wait for the spin to wear off. Back out afterwards. This is BKB's use. Ghost Stick walks in. There's the gonna be the Static Storm down. Vacuum Wall onto 2. Is it gonna be enough? Yes, they take down both of them. In the meantime, though, Watson trying to run down Lightless, gonna TP out immediately afterwards, and
he got the crit.
Managed to escape. Oh, they bring down the Luna. Ghost Stick to fall afterwards. So 4 for 2. That Jug illusion did do a hell of a lot of damage, but it wasn't enough in the end.
Yeah, Jug has the shard. He got 1 crit off during the spin while Luna was TPing out, and that was actually the difference maker, I believe, for getting that kill.
Oh, and even though they had to buy back on the puck there, HellRaisers, they're going to go high ground now, and buyback is there for the Dark Seer. You don't want to have to use it, and without wall, I don't even know if they can stop it, yeah.
No one has spells. No Sonic Wave, no Static Storm, no wall, no Eclipse. They're going to lose 2 sides here.
Hey? They lose even more than that, potentially. Like, Quap is on the other side of the map.
I
keep you back.
They should not go for another side. I think secure Roche get the next Aegis and take it home.
Razors jump in. Oh, can't quite connect with the stun. And yeah, like you said, HellRaisers, they have been making the smart moves this entire time through, and they're going to continue to do that as they head on back to the Roche pit. 10,000 gold lead in a minute and a bit until Roche is back up. I'm actually glad that Empire didn't buy back there. It wouldn't have really made a difference.
Yeah, no, so you have to know how to cut your losses. And with no spells up, there's no way they were defending that. Honestly, this HellRaisers is like a team, if I were to see them at the beginning of the season, right? Be like, wow, this team looks good. They might be able to like take on like, you know, the Puck Champ and the team spirits of the region, because when they're playing good, they're playing good. And I don't say that about a lot of these games where I'm watching. I'm like criticizing a lot of people's map movements and stuff like that, but this is like a flawless game from HellRaisers. They're playing so well.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, I wonder how much of that was, you sort of talked earlier about the draft in particular against Team Spirit, where it felt like HellRaisers didn't even really give themselves a chance to win it because of that draft problems and them trying to like be maybe a bit too cute in the draft because they felt like they had to against Spirit. I would have loved to have seen one of those games where they played just a little bit more straight up, because like you said, they've got the potential there. This team is incredibly strong.
Yeah, I was very disappointed in how they drafted as well. Like, as like someone as a spectator, right, who watches a lot of Dota, it seemed I kind of knew the result before it happened.
Oh no, Lightless. Oh no. Oh god, they're all dead. They're all dead. And TSA just has to hide away. They leashed up Coolman now, also nowhere left for him to go. He is going to get absolutely demolished. The freaking Puck came in and ended his life. Omni Slash on to the Luna. HellRaisers, just no mercies. They're going to run it down mid. Spike Carapace, TSA, will he be able to make anything happen here? There is no vision, but they head on in. Adesso done on Limitless buybacks. Now, if there's one good thing, it's that Empire have all their spells. Oh no.
They don't have all their heroes yet.
That's true. All right, they need a back wall stun. Okay, back wall, no follow-up. They get the Jug Illusion. Gonna try and pull them back in, stun afterwards. All right, tip kill gear now. Got to get the moral victory. Not happening.
I'm gonna have to see some more games of this Orchid Darksteer. He's sold. Because like you're getting a fast Orchid in theory, but you're also giving the carry free farm.
Yeah.
So it's like they get their Manta really quick too.
It's true.
So it's like I don't know if I'm sold on this yet. In this game specifically,
right.
I don't think it's had any impact, unfortunately.
The Tundra game looks pretty good. Ooh, good blink out. As they will be able to find a stun afterwards. Nightmare after Limitless backs away. Buyback came from the Weaver. Still, Empire.
No Reno as well. Can they do something? If they do want to do something, it has to be fairly quickly if they want to fight without Arena, but they also have to deal with these super creeps or whatever we call these nowadays.
Yeah, super creep sounds good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a 14k gold lead, which definitely hurts, but there is no buyback on anybody except for the Jug for HellRaisers. Jump in, get the coil. He does have Omni Slash and is just going to walk up, has it ready if he needs to. Drops it now onto Lightless. The Luna dead again. Buys back afterwards. Maybe round 2 of this could work a little bit better. Meanwhile, they drop down the big vacuum wall. Hell of a lot of damage out. Can they kill off this Jug? Sonic Wave afterwards, but Watson just walks away, and now they have the Fiend's Grip, able to break that one for the moment. They take down the Jug. He has buyback. Will they decide to use it or just cut their losses for now? Empire find themselves 2. There is a refresher purchased on the Mars. They can buy back on this Jug if they want.
Yep. the Empire strikes back on that one.
Big, huge opening there from the Quap did the majority of that damage in that fight. But they need to get this Aegis onto Lightless. Luna
Juggernaut
really just
made
can't
a
stand toe-to-toe.
bit of a boo-boo there. Oh, whoa, what the?
Whoa. Caught and dead. Okay, and now looking for more, maybe? Ooh, Huck jumps back in, trying to bring down this Bane. They will get the kill. So Empire, 4 dead. Surely this won't happen
What
like
was
this.
that? He just blinked in. He just like, I don't know. Like, he was like just seeing how far he could throw that spear. Not even close to any heroes. Has
No.
refresher up, doesn't pop it for his extra BKB. I mean, I was praising HellRaisers earlier about like how flawless they are looking, but that has stopped entirely. Like this Juggernaut as well, like I get what he wanted to do, right? And this is something that's like very hard as like a player to gauge, and it's like knowing when someone has a buyback and knowing when they're behind, how valuable your resources are compared to their life. And his BKB Omni Slash is honestly worth more than Luna's life. So using those spells specifically to kill that Luna was like not worth it. And just when Omni Slash would have been fine, but he can't use the BKB. He bought this BKB to get him out of trouble from the Disruptor silence. And because he had no BKB, he could not get out of that, and Quap just chased him down. He ended up dying. He has to save that BKB for after these big silences go off.
Well, and I mean, look at how much the lead has changed just by the virtue of those fights, right? Like now you have a shard on Darkseer. Did decide to go for the Ion Shell damage instead of the Wall of Replica cooldown. I guess that he's just thinking that there's going to be like more instances where you need to keep those lanes shoved out.
Yeah, he's missing 2 sides, so yeah, I agree with him.
Yeah, definitely. But it means that they've got to get a lot out of these fights, because if Wall's ever down, that's a big portion of their damage. Definitely. Particularly with that BKB on Jug. We need to wait and see. Disruptor does have the Philosopher's Stone, so getting towards that Aghanim Scepter.
Worthy tribute.
Fear. I don't know. Do you think that we got a game on our hands? Like, do you think Empire's got a decent shot at this one?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
Because they have the Aegis now. I don't think they're ahead in this game by any means, but if they have a shot at it, yeah, I mean, they can use this Aegis to stem the bleeding a bit and maybe get one more good fight in them. They're gonna have to like win one more team fight, and then I would say the game would be like even. Right, but they got to get there first. So getting that team fight should not be an easy task.
If they're going to do it, it's going to need to come off the back of a big punch. See if Ghostsick has what it takes to make some type of a play. Wall down. Now Lightless gets the BKB off. Still spinning as Watson. Can they do anything else afterwards? Doesn't look like it. And now no wall.
No Eclipse either.
Yeah. All right, well, we'll see if they decide to go again. How long is it? 70 seconds on wall, 90 seconds on Eclipse. Anything else that's coming out soon here? Looks like Puck has Ghost Scepter and going into E-Blade afterwards, or is he just going for the Swift Blink? Not sure. Oh yeah, it's the Ghost Scepter E-Blade. I was like,
I hope he doesn't go Swift Blink.
That'd be
Swift
wild.
Blink Puck. Woo!
Dare to dream.
There's a smoke up.
Ooh. And Quap went Wind Waker. So an
For their
interesting
Luna
way
when it
to
gets Omni
save.
Slashed, yeah.
Very cool.
Might
Luna.
end up being good, actually.
Courier, that's the butterfly. Oh god, get it out of there. Jump in, find one. It's the Darkseer.
No buy.
Can't get out.
30 seconds for buyback, so
Okay.
I don't know if they timed it. I think pro players are pretty good at timing. Like It's even something I would do when I played, so they should be taking timers of buybacks. I know it's kind of close, 20 seconds. They have a small window, but they're moving slowly, so I don't know if they have the timer.
Well, it's also going to be the Aegis expiring in 20 seconds as well. So this is going to sort of work out to a lot of good things all at once for HellRaisers. But buyback is there now for the Darkseer, and does he decide to use it? Yes. Immediately dropped. Cool, man. Trying to chase Watson a little bit. They glimpse him back in. Nightmare, but he's pulled back into place. Jumps in, wall dead. Didn't get a chance to cast anything. Oh, a huge victory. And now the Spike Carapace. Oh, the Nyx. He broke the snap on it. Oh, that was sick. Oh, that was really well played by TSA. And they managed to find the kill on the puck.
Yeah,
Damn.
I mean, Jug held his BKB, being a little greedy there, not wanting to pop it to disengage, but because he didn't pop it, he got chain stunned and killed. So I'm gonna have you take over for a sec. I need to change my headset battery. It's beeping.
Don't worry about it. Listen, the game takes a lot from all of us. It's perfectly fine. They're trying to kill off these bugs on the creep wave mid. They're gonna try and hunt now. Also, TSA caught sight of Gilgear, realizes that he is heading out of there. As Empire ready to run down the mid lane, there is still a glyph available. And you don't want to have to buy back here on the Jug if you don't have to. We'll see if they decide to push for more or not. I mean, again, it's only the one lane that they can possibly get. They might be willing to give that up since there's already two. And on the other side, you've got Mars and Gilgear that are pushing in bottom. Nobody's back home on an Empire to deal with this. So they're going to potentially lose out on a lot. Oh my God, they don't get anything. Oh, that hurts.
Yeah, they're coming back now. I'm good to go.
Jeez. They didn't manage to get anything besides a tier 2. Still, a big increase in the net worth lead, rather decrease in the net worth lead for HellRaisers. Empire's starting to look stronger now.
You know what the big timing is going to be for Empire? It's going to be the Aghanims on Disruptor.
Yeah.
If he can ever get to that, which he's very close, by the way.
Yeah.
If he gets to that, that is going to make it so Jug and Puck, they can just die to any stun. In fact, they don't even need to be stunned. So far, Carey has showed that he can just initiate with this ability. If he gets on top of the Jug, which will be the #1 target, I think that is going to be their biggest win condition. Because right now they've gotten a little lucky, because Juggernaut's BKB usage, he's bought it, but I have not been impressed with so far how it's paid off, right?
Right.
For him. In fact, he's had it, he didn't cast it one time, got killed, the other time he casted it too early and got killed, and now they'll have a tool where he just can't cast it at all. There's no redemption there for him if he can't even use it again. And then he'll just die within a static storm every single time. Nightmare save is not enough. Weaver save potentially could be enough if we can pull him out of the static storm, but what are the chances of that?
Yeah, and that one is going to be a little bit tougher. I mean, maybe it lets him survive long enough to get whatever else off afterwards, but I mean, particularly like if you can get Luna in there beating away at the Jug, that's when things start to look really scary. He's actually going for the MKB next on Jug, so he's going to have a good answer to deal with this butterfly on the Luna. But she has 34 armor also, like very strong at this point in the game.
She dies in one Omni Slash still, I think. So
Okay.
he just needs that. It's about execution at this point. Like if Jug gets on top of Luna, like unfortunately he doesn't have a Swift Blink or anything. I feel like that's like a really good item in this game. Just a Swift Blink plus a BKB just to get on top of the Luna without having to like waste his BKB just to run to her. To have it available for directly after the Omni Slash, then he wouldn't really have to worry so much about this Disruptor, but as it is now, he thinks he needs more damage, so he's going to go for the MKB. Just going to buy it out straight up. He will have buyback in like 250 gold. Initiation is key here. So for me, it's all about this Disruptor right now. If he has his Aghanims in like 10 gold, he's going to buy it out, I'm sure. Much more important than buyback. And if he gets the jump on Jug, I think they can kill Jug like 3 times, honestly, inside of one static storm. So
Okay.
Even if there is like the Weaver save there, I think he'll just die again. Just to some Eclipse and Sonic Wave and, you know, normal punch plus wall. There's just way too much damage for Jug to survive through it without a BKB or spin protection.
Right. Yeah, I mean, they can get absolutely wrecked in that. And, of course, you've got a couple of different heroes that can possibly set them up for that as well. You know, whether it's the Vacuum or whether it's, you know, Nyx Assassin starting it off with a stun from Invis. Like, they have avenues to make this work. Any other big items that have come out? The MKB is completed. Right now, everybody has buyback except for Darkseer. Don't have the E-Blade yet completed on Puck. That might be another answer to make sure that the Jug can survive through it. But if you Eclipse on top of the E-Blade, I guess it wouldn't matter anyways. I don't know. We'll have to see.
They should have enough
hectic.
damage to kill him through E-Blade.
Okay.
I think. I mean, it might be... I don't have, like... I'm not a fucking, like, calculator or anything. I probably can't calculate, like, with the you know, the Nightmare save values and the time-lapse values. Like, I have no idea if that's gonna be, like, enough to save him. But there's a chance with E-Blade.
Okay.
Without E-Blade, there's no chance, though. I'm pretty certain of that.
Well, big things on the horizon here. We're almost 50 minutes into this, and everybody ready to go around this Roche. Blink out before the silence. Rabel actually got caught by that one. Afterwards, BKB down for Mars. Now, he does have Refresher. Might need to pop that here in case they get ready for a fight, or we'll see if he tries to wait it out. He probably just tries to wait it out and could be ready for round 2 if they need to. But Roche is up with the Aghanims there. Man, I did not think we were going to be in this situation. What a great call from Empire to, like, hold out there around that mid-game timing.
Yeah. I mean, they forced a lot of mistakes out of the HellRaisers. Like, sometimes you look at it and you're just like, wow, HellRaisers is playing so bad right now. But for people to, like, play bad, you kind of have to put them in a position to make mistakes, right? Which Empire was not doing at the beginning of the game, but eventually they finally put, you know, a little bit of resistance to the HellRaisers, and HellRaisers just, you know, started to crumble a little bit. And that's just how it goes in this patch and in Dota in general right now. If you make a couple mistakes, the game really slows down.
The scan hit there onto the Weaver as he threw the bugs out, and now a really big wraparound being called for by Empire. They don't have Ion Shell on the mid wave, and they're going to be running in towards this Vision. Now, they also have a Hex done on the Queen of Pain and the Aghanim's Disruptor. They spot him out. Watson's right there. Do they drop him right at the start? Looking for the opening. Static Storm is down. Oh, no, he gets time loss back, but it's not enough. Ends up falling. Vacuum afterwards. Blows up Gilgear. Buyback onto 2. Limitless. He popped the Refresher round 2 of this one, but Bane is also dead. Trying to stand toe-to-toe. Lightless. He already popped Satanic and now getting spun down. Needs to survive through it, but it won't happen. No buyback for the Luna. Ghostic also gonna fall. That freaking E-Blade coming out from Puck won them the fight. Luna couldn't hit during Satanic. Oh, that hurts.
But unfortunately, we didn't get to see if the E-Blade could save the Jug through the combo, so I'm a little disappointed. But we did find out the time-lapse plus Nightmare was not enough to save him through it, so
no,
I was right about that, but...
Damn.
Oh, an Ags on Jug. That's a classic.
Yeah. Oh, wait, they just came back into buyback. Oh, she's 600 away. Puts the Philly in. And they're going for the bounty runes as well. Oh, Kuman picks up one. 400 gold away, though. Oh, no buyback still.
74 seconds, yeah.
Oh, that hurts. You're so close.
They should just go... Are they going to wait for the wave? No way. They have top and mid. Just get in there.
I mean, you have to assume that Luna has buyback, right? Like, if you're HellRaisers.
Yeah, you do. But you're still going to do this push regardless, because you want to force it. You have Aegis. But Watson does not have buyback, so... He wants to play this, like, sort of carefully, but he also knows he needs to go now unless he wants to play an hour-and-a-half long game.
Blink. Disruptor is ready. They jump in. They get the silence. Rabel Spotted him out. Ghost Stick ready to go with Vacuum Wall. Round 2 of this one. Now they spot him. Kaori has to dodge away. He jumps out, and there's the BKB immediately. They lift up the Nyx Assassin. What's left? The Hex is there, onto the Jug, trying to control with the time lapse, and then the BKB Ghost Stick finds the jump, but it's only on a Malady. They didn't catch Watson. He was away and fine. Good stun afterwards, and now creating the Jug illusion. They're going to have Luna back up again. Watson, he's going to get out. Can they find any more afterwards? So they take down the Puck, able to survive this first round. And Jug still holds on to that Aegis. So Empire, they're not out of it yet.
Yeah, this Nyx Aghanim's is so annoying. Like, trying to go high ground on Jug when he's just getting mana burned every 4 seconds. It's so frustrating. Because he realizes he's on the timer. Otherwise, he's going to have no mana. If he has no mana, he's going to have no damage. He's going to have no escape capability. He could have technically spun, hit the barracks, BKB'd, got megas, and probably died.
Right.
But, like, it's not something that, like, he was thinking about doing. They were thinking about winning the fight, and they didn't have an answer for this Nyx that just sat there the whole time in the burrow, casting spells on everyone.
Yeah. I mean, I think that he got Yules'd or maybe Wind Wakered one time when they went on him. So it didn't end up, like, being able to find anything afterwards. God, this is one of those games. I mean, we're almost level 30 on Queen of Pain now. She's thinking about a refresher next. With the Hex, the Wind Waker, and the Shiva's Guard already there. Do they decide to go get the Blink out before they can make anything else happen? And Coolman's Spell Block also, because that's a talent that seems fair and balanced.
Yeah,
Freaking
well,
pop.
it's been there forever, but nobody picked it because the old one that gave a fear.
Yeah, that thing was broken as hell.
Yeah. They kept buffing the spell talent, the spell block one over and over and over, but no one would ever get it. They'd nerf the fear. People would still get it. Then they're like, all right, we're just gonna remove the fear talent. Maybe people will get this talent now.
Lightless. Right there. Taking some damage. Throw
What's
some
your
right
play
clicks
here?
back. Watson tries to slow this down a little bit. I mean, yeah, the spin up and hit the barracks is definitely feeling like a decent route to go. And Watson gonna come up, try and hit it. Will he end up dying for this? Gets away, jump forward, Hex is out after. They pull him back in, but they didn't get the Static Storm, and the BKB was out from Limitless. Dead for Disruptor. Now the pullback. Lightless is gonna die. Does have buyback. Ghost Stick not able to do enough there, but they do blow through Watson. Okay. Not a bad one. Round 1 at the very least. Can they find any more? Sonic Wave comes out. Watson under control, dead. No buyback on the Jug. Limitless is left over to the side there. Thinking about trying to stay alive. Has the Satanic, but the punch comes out, and they kill him off. They don't even get the racks.
Dude, why did
my
he
God.
not press spin? I was like, okay, he's gonna come back from Aegis and press spin, and things get bad. He's just gonna TP out, but just didn't get his spin off.
Oh, man. What a huge blunder. And that was bought out refresher for Darkseer for the double wall during all of that. And I mean, this fight started perfectly from the point of view of HellRaisers, right? Like Disruptor, he got his Static Storm on nothing. They got their buybacks, took him out, but then just the rest of them made it work with the buyback from Luna. And right now, no buyback on Jug for another 2 minutes. 2 minutes for Empire here to try and end the game. It's only the Mars, the Weaver, and the Puck. And they're calling for it. Tier 4 towers going after it. Now Puck does have buyback. Can they cut the wave maybe or something else? Down bottom, Ghost Stick is going to come back home. And TSA getting set up. They jump forward. They find the Weaver. He's dead. He's hexed. He's gone. HellRaisers
They just did it.
I think that's it. They try and go now. Spear is out. The Wind Waker keeping Luna alive. Has the Satanic afterwards. Turns and hits with the BKB. That's going to be able to let her survive. Lightless turns and hits onto the throne. Bane is back up. The jump forward. The Hex is there. Just keep hitting buildings. Don't even worry about anybody else. Although Grip afterwards trying to control, but Coolman's there. They break it, spear back again, trying to survive. Vacuum wall onto both of them with the Eclipse down. And Empire able to salvage this series. Can they do it? Can they play spoiler to HellRaisers? Can they finally win a series? We'll find out in game 3. Unreal.
Yeah, that that was really well played by Empire towards the end there. Like everything I said that I didn't think they could do, they would do, and everything I was like praising HellRaisers for, they just stopped doing. So it's just that's just kind of how those games happen. Like the only way you can win a game like that is if like you start playing a lot better than you were playing to get in that position, and the other team has to start playing a lot worse than what they were previously doing. So really good by Empire to like keep their cool and come back from that. And HellRaisers, they just got a bit sloppy towards the end game there.
Yeah, well, I hear you, Fear. And what I'm hearing more than anything is that you're a believer in Darkseer Orchid. So with that, we're going to head on back to the panel with the breakdown all the action. See y'all in a few.